Last year, I wanted to bring this video to you all, but never got the chance. I made this roster you're seeing on screen right now, and I want to now bring to you my reasoning for each newcomer that I placed on the roster. Disclaimer, these are my thoughts and opinions only. If you want to give some of your own, then feel free to do so in the comments below. Without further ado, let's get to the explanation. Both Pauline and King Bob-omb are on this list for a similar reason. They are both old Mario characters lost in time that, once revived, they gained a huge following. So big, they were both placed in several Mario spin-offs afterwards, including Mario Kart Tour, Mario Golf Super Rush, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and a few others. Both characters feel like they are a shoo-in due to their high popularity. Next, we have Brawl's Lost Kong, Dixie Kong. Dixie was originally supposed to be Diddy's partner and unfortunately was scrapped. Many have clamored for her inclusion ever since, and now that King K. Rool is in Ultimate, it makes sense that the next DK rep would be a very well-known figure in the community. Ashley was an assist trophy for both Smash 4 and Ultimate. If WarioWare were to get a second rep, then Ashley would be the fitting rep. She is a witch, so she definitely has moveset potential with her wand. She definitely would give Smash another magic user, since currently Robin, which is very arguable, and Hero are the only characters with magic abilities in Smash history. Waluigi is one of the most requested characters. Sakurai, just please put him in and put this quote-unquote Waluigi war to rest. It's getting old, and we believe he could be a fun character using moves from various spin-off titles, like his tennis racket, dice block, card attacks, and many more. Now, this character is the joke character, or at least one of them. Tingle is very much beloved Zelda character and would be a fun inclusion over another random Link, or even Toon Zelda. The past few Smash iterations we have received Link, Zelda, Sheik, Ganondorf, and then different variations of Link, which is not very amusing. So Nintendo, please just throw in Tingle, throw the boy in, and give us a bone and a break from these clone Links. Crystal is the next newcomer on my roster. Now, I know for this I could have placed Slippy or even Peppy on the roster, but I actually like my chances with Crystal. She's one of the OG Star Fox members and is a great fit. And I even put her on this list over Wolf. If you take a look back at the roster, Wolf was cut and replaced with Crystal, and honestly, I'll be honest, I kind of like her more. I feel like Wolf is a clone of like Fox and Falco. Also, I don't see him returning for the next installment. Crystal can use her staff as her main weapon. Just like in Smash Ultimate, the staff can release ice particles, freezing the opponent. I had trouble deciding who would be the next two Kirby reps. Now, there were many reps to choose from between Bandana D, a regular Waddle Dee, Gooey, Marks, so many other characters, but I think it's obvious that Bandana D will be the next to join the fray. I also believe Sakurai would potentially throw a curveball, and your guess really is as good as mine. I decided to lean on both Bandana D for obvious reasons, and Marks, who was a classic mode boss in Ultimate, since Marks already has data in Smash. It would be a no-brainer to just take that data, shrink them down, and bring them over. You see, I think Marks has unique dark magic that could be used as his attacks. If you want a structure on how Bandana D's moves would look though, I will definitely recommend to you guys Super Smash Flash 2 and King Bob's Smash mod, where Bandana D is a playable fighter. Both are examples of amazing moveset ideas for Bandana D. Moving forward, I originally didn't believe that Animal Crossing needed another fighter. However, it made sense for Nintendo to throw us Tom Nook, since he is a fighter we have been wanting before Isabelle got her debut. I'm not entirely sure how Tom Nook would work, but I'm sure Sakurai would try his best to make him as different as possible. Now, on to the next fighter. I removed every Fire Emblem fighter except for Marth, because I do believe that Marth is the mainstay. He is the big boss of Fire Emblem, so he's definitely staying. But I do still have another Fire Emblem fighter on this list. Black Knight could be a unique fighter to join the roster. I think Black Knight is the second least realistic fighter, but is still very plausible. Now, this next fighter is a no-brainer. The newest and most popular starter out of the new starters in whatever generation comes when the next Smash is in development. For Melee, we had both Pichu and Mewtwo. Pichu being from Gen 2 or 3, if I remember, and Mewtwo actually having a movie around that time that was being hyped up, and that's why Mewtwo had joined the fray. In Brawl, we saw Lucario's debut as well. Same reason as actually both Pichu and Mewtwo. He was having a movie that was coming out. It was basically about him, and you know, he was also part and one of the most popular Pokemon of the newer generation. Then X and Y was releasing around the time of Smash 4, and we saw the inclusion of Grey Ninja, and then finally Incineroar making his debut as one of the newest starters in Ultimate. I'm hoping to see a grass starter this time, but I would also like to see just a random popular Pokemon of the next generation, just so it's not the same formula every time and it doesn't get stale. On to the next one, and it's Rex. Since I had to choose to shorten this roster to only about 45 fighters, which is roughly around the same number of Smash 4 before the DLC, I had to make some what I would consider irresponsible cuts, and Pyra and Mythra were the cuts I felt would happen just to add a different Xenoblade fighter. Sakurai has stated previously that he really wanted Rex in the game, but thought his game was still too new for him to be a fighter, so he canned the idea. But now, he should revisit it and make it a reality. I don't think Shulk would be removed, which is why I chose for Rex to replace Pyra and Mythra instead. Also, Pyra and Mythra, which is something that I want to add, could potentially be part of Rex's moveset. Min Min out and Springman in. There really is no other reasoning behind this other than my personal view of Springman being the main protagonist of ARMS. Now, I'm aware that the creator of the franchise stated that everyone is the main character when Sakurai was dealing with what character he should put into the game, but when you plaster Springman on everything, I have no choice but to believe he is the poster child for ARMS. Anyway, next, Primid is actually the most unrealistic fighter on this list, but I want this game to have some charm and beauty from past iterations. Even if this game ends up being a reboot of the franchise, there should still be some nods to older versions that older fans will enjoy. Primid was a Smash exclusive enemy in the Subspace Emissary. He could use boomerangs and lunge attacks, as well as regular punches and kicks. This character will also be a semi-serious, semi-joke character. Finally, Rayman needs to make his debut once and for all. Rayman has been a character on many gamers' minds before, during, and after the artsy Omni leak. With characters like Mario, Sonic, Mega Man, and Pac-Man I see returning, I think Rayman in the game, we would continue the trend of legendary gaming mascots joining the game. Also, he has a moveset, and we've seen that moveset in Crusade and in Super Smash Bros. 2, so I don't really see why they can't bring him in. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, smash that like button. Hope you see what I did there. and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss a thing. Goodbye.